Once upon a time, in a small village, there was a man known for always being unhappy. No matter what happened, he found something to complain about. A middle-aged man looking grumpy walks through the village square, shaking his head as he passes by children playing and villagers chatting happily. One day he decided to visit a wise sage who lived on the outskirts of the village. The man thought, perhaps the sage can tell me the secret to happiness. The man approaches the sage's cottage, a small, peaceful place surrounded by nature. He knocks on the door and the sage, an old man with a serene face, opens it.
Welcome, my friend. What brings you here?
I'm tired of being unhappy. I want to know the secret to happiness. Please tell me.
The sage smiles warmly and gestures for the man to sit down on a stone bench in the garden. The sage began to tell a story of a wealthy man who had everything in life: money, a big house, fine clothes, and many servants. But he was always miserable. Flashback of a wealthy man pacing back and forth in his grand mansion, looking angry and unsatisfied. One day the wealthy man heard of a poor cobbler in the village who was always cheerful. Curious, he went to visit the cobbler to learn his secret.
Cobbler, how is it that you are so happy with so little, while I, with all my riches, am so miserable?
It's simple, really. Every day I do my work with love, and I live in the moment. I don't worry about tomorrow or fret about yesterday. I'm just here now, enjoying life as it is.
The wealthy man looks puzzled, unable to comprehend the cobbler's simple wisdom. The wealthy man realized that his misery came from his endless desires and his inability to live in the present. He wanted more and more, never satisfied with what he had.
So you're saying that happiness is about living in the present and not chasing desires?
Exactly. Happiness is not something to be found outside, it's a state of mind. It's about being content with what you have and finding joy in the little things. When you stop searching for happiness outside, you find it within yourself.
And so the man left the sage's cottage, realizing that the key to happiness was not in wealth or possessions, but in living fully in the present and being content with what life offered. From that day on, he chose to live in the moment, finding happiness in the simple joys of life, and his world was never the same again. This story is inspired by Osho's teachings, which often emphasize finding happiness within oneself by living in the present and appreciating the simple joys.